Today we're going to be checking out the brand new model from Martin Guitars, the DSS 17. But first, I wanted to play my D28, the HD28, basically the flagships out of Martin Guitars for years, right? I wanted to play these first. These are guitars that you know are amazing guitars. I wanted to do this first, so I'm just going to stop talking and start playing. I'll yak at you a little bit more. We'll talk then, all right? All right, so you guys, this is it. The DSS 17 Black Smoke from Martin Guitars. Now, I am partnering with Martin Guitars on this particular video. I couldn't have gotten this guitar without them. It's an unbelievably huge honor for me to work with Martin Guitars. So guys down at Martin, thank you so much for trusting me and Garageband and Beyond to showcase this instrument to the world and to the universe. It's a huge honor. I couldn't be more pleased. Martin Guitars is the most legendary American guitar company of all time. I am obviously a huge Martin fan. If you haven't watched my channel before, this is my HD28. I have a video out called The Best Acoustic Guitar in the World, and I talk about this guitar. And then this is the D28 that I actually found in the garbage. There's a video about that guitar. But anyway, the DSS 17 Black Smoke, oh my gosh, you guys, it's an unbelievable instrument. I'm just going to keep playing. I'll talk a little bit more later. The very first time that I got to play this guitar was a few months ago. I went to the NAMM show in Anaheim, California back in January. If you haven't been there, I'm going to tell you, when you go there to play instruments, it's not an easy thing to do. Now, of course, when I go to the acoustic guitar area, the very first place that I go is the Martin Guitar booth. I went and played pretty much every single instrument that they had there, including the uber expensive custom shop ones, which are insane. They're incredible instruments. But this particular guitar was the only one that really spoke to me personally, as someone who owns these two already very amazing Martins, the D28 and the HD28, the flagships, right? I played all those guitars, and it's not an easy place to understand the guitars you're playing because First off, at the NAMM show, there's every instrument under the sun. And then secondly, they're all being played at the same exact time by thousands and thousands of people. So it's really hard to hear stuff. It's really hard to really comprehend the tone of an instrument when you're there. But even though I could hear it, and I could hear like, wow, this sounds great. But beyond that, it was the way that it felt under my fingers. It was the way that it felt against my body. It was the extremely light weight of the instrument itself. As soon as I took it off the wall, I was like, whoa, this thing is so light. And then I strummed it, and it was stunning. I mean, it was probably about 2 minutes in, and I felt it. Like, it got me in the heart. And I immediately went up to the people at Martin, introduced myself, and was like, I would absolutely love to make a demo for this guitar. It is an astounding instrument. So now I'm going to shut up again and just keep playing. If you haven't ever played a high-end instrument, I really do hope that you have a Martin guitar dealer near you. It is truly an exceptional experience for any acoustic guitar lover or any guitar player. Go out there and just play one of these guitars. Hopefully your local shop keeps fresh strings on those guitars. These all have brand new strings. I will say these are the true vintage strings, which I totally am super impressed by. The guitar came with these strings on it, and I have changed them since because I've had it for a little while to get used to it, and just I needed to spend a little time with this thing before I could really just talk about how wonderful it was. I needed time. Anyway, so it has fresh strings on it. Now, of course, it does have a solid Sitka spruce top, mahogany back and sides. Another thing worth mentioning is the lightweight finish that is on this guitar. It is stunning. And it is flat black, obviously. There is this sunburst version. I think it's called like the Sunset Whiskey or Whiskey Sunset. I'm getting that wrong. There's probably a title floating around my head right now. Same guitar, different color, super beautiful. I got the black one because the black Martin headstock with the logo up there. Wow, mwah, beautiful, beautiful. I freaking love it. Yeah, so those are the specs. And I will say, of course, these are rosewood back and sides. Yes, I know. But it's worth putting them up against each other because everybody knows what these instruments sound like. This guitar, oh my gosh. It is by far my favorite new model that they've come out with in decades. I've played them all. I played every single new Martin model that's come out. They've all been great guitars. But this is the one that I've been wanting. This was the one that I've been waiting for over 30 years. I've owned these two. Well, I've owned this one for over 30, and I've owned this one for about 25-ish. And I've been waiting. I've wanted a third Martin, but I wanted something extra special. And then they made this, and problem solved. Okay? Let's just keep playing. just something so special about a good mahogany back and side guitar. If you don't know, the different tone woods all sound a little bit different, right? Rosewood, it's got a ton of low end in it, right? But it's sort of a punchy low end. The low end out of mahogany is a lot more soft, very loud. Certainly it's loud, but the way that it hits your ears is much more soft and subtle. Or maybe not subtle, but just soft. It's like pillows or something. I just love the low end of mahogany guitars. I've always wanted a mahogany guitar, and I love slope shoulders. Anybody who watches my channel will tell you that I love slope shoulder guitars. I have one that was my main slope shoulder until I got this thing. Oh, you guys. The sustain's amazing. All right, so I don't want to talk too much more because I think you figured out by now that I am 1000% in love with this guitar. Guys down in Martin, you knocked it out of the park. Absolutely. As someone who's owned my first guitar since 1990, my first Martin guitar, since 1990 I've owned this guitar. This guitar and I have been best friends for a very long time. I can tell you guys, you killed it with this instrument. So kudos to you guys. Thank you so much again for trusting me with this instrument. I love it. And if you're in the market for a Martin guitar, the DSS 17 is something I'm clearly recommending to you. I do also want to say, this is a Martin guitar for Martin guitar owners. Also, right? If you are someone who's never had a Martin and looking for your first one, absolutely, this would be a great first Martin guitar. But I also really do think if you're a Martin guitar owner already and you're looking for a new one, this fits the bill in so many ways. It's an exceptionally well-built instrument. It plays fabulously. It sounds incredible. But it's a new Martin by all means, you know? The finish is different. It's super light. The black is awesome. The white pickguard over the black, awesome. The logo over the black, beautiful. It's exactly everything that I wanted out of a new Martin guitar. And clearly, I'm excited about it. And you guys here on Garageband and Beyond are gonna be seeing a lot of it. If you don't know, my name's Lewin Beringer. I am a guitar player. Obviously, I'm a Martin guitar fan, an acoustic guitar aficionado and collector, and this thing right here is just blowing my mind. Every single time I pick this guitar up, I'm just like, what is going on? This thing is incredible. I've actually kissed this guitar a few times. Quite literally, I've kissed it and been like, oh my gosh, love it, love it. So you guys, at this point, you thoroughly get it. I love this guitar. I am super honored to be partnering with the Martin Guitar Company on this particular video. Thank you guys at Martin for trusting me. It's been a real pleasure to have this thing around. Thanks a lot, you guys. See you next time.